EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Houston Texans. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Cannon Lodge. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. All day, baby, all day. 56 to Mike.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Watson's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 21-yard line.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Ball carrier.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow being chased out left. He'll try and run it. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
First down. Here's Burrow. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Burrow looking to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple at its second down.
At the Texans' 38-yard line.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Third down.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That's complete to John Ross. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game. coming up here in the first half.
For a Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now Balaj. Powering his way forward. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run here with Balaj. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. No score after one on EA Sports. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Balaj. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Touchdown, Texans. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver's at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Taken down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books. But now they have to make that up again, don't they?
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Check 56. All right, T, let's go.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He'll get this underneath to Henderson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Fielded at the 43. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
At the 16.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They run it with Balaj. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
He was taken down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 17.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Shift.
On the jet sweep, here comes Fuller. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Marcus Mariota keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Texans will extend their lead.
Is good.
The point after is good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From midfield now, Burrow. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Sam Hubbard, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. This is Hamler on the receiving end. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
The Bengals first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Open man Hamler, that's complete. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
On the play. First down, Cincinnati.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. KJ Hamler in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Texans 14, Bengals 7.
4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Burrow throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 14. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
The ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big gain.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And his throw is incomplete. K.J. Hamler, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Off of play action, it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 70 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Now it's Burrow. Going deep downfield for Ross. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Intended for John Ross.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Now Burrow steps away to his left. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off at about the 31.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time, it was definitely an or not.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
3-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On the draw, this is Henderson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Down and 9.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And Robinson with a big catch. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans will extend their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Bengals 14.
After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Play action. It's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Gain of 21 yards. First down, Bengals.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow forced out to his left. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete.
Burrows.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and
again, it's Burrow.
At the 20-yard line.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And Burrow going to throw again. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
To number 80.
A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
5-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now 1st downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
At the 48-yard
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Gonna let one fly. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. 56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. Exit. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check. Hey, man. Watch.
And Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
For the field goal, a 28-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
First down. Here's Burrow. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And now it's 2nd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd down.
Texans fans, because it's 3rd down.
Here's Burrow. Dancing to his left. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
A final shot now for Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. And looking at it from the perspective of the losing side here in this divisional round, it all ends so abruptly, doesn't it? A few hours ago, you've got all this hope and anticipation of maybe a deep run, and now you're out of it.
Well, let's applaud the team that won, and rightly so. They're moving on. They still have a chance to get to the big game. But let's not